Welcome to Questions with Mike. Today we're answering a question from Nicole, who's a life coach in Redding, California. Nicole asked a question about a specific post that I posted on my Instagram story. We're gonna throw that up here. The post said, "Sparing people from their struggle is not compassion." Nicole's question was, can you elaborate? And I think several people actually asked the same, like a similar question to that. A lot of people were like, this is awesome. But some people were like, what do you mean by that? And one person was like, this is heinous. Which I understand. When I'm talking about the word struggle, obviously there's subjective, contextual judgment that's imposed on what that word actually means in that sentence. What I'm not saying is helping people out in their destitution is not compassion. I'm not saying that. I'm like, man, if there are people who need help and they legitimately can't change the situation and you can help them, right? Have compassion. Like we're using our brain here. Obviously, I'm not saying that. When I use the word struggle in this statement, what I am talking about is there is a wrestling match that we all get to experience and go through. There's a tension and a pushback that we experience. There's resistance in our lives in whatever areas that we're, pursuing things in that are there for us to overcome, because as we overcome whatever the obstacle is, whether it's internal or external or otherwise, the overcoming that we engage in that process, if we're going to call it that, actually develops character, resolve, a resilience, and an inner strength and a fortitude that doesn't just overcome that particular obstacle in that particular point in time. It actually builds you into becoming more of an overcomer, that you just end up continuing to overcome other obstacles that you don't have to think about anymore. You become an obstacle overcomer constantly. It's a lifestyle. It's just an overflow of what you've established from the inside. It's not a conscious thing you have to continually engage with and constantly keep trying to have to figure out. Eventually, it just becomes a way of life, and you just eat problems for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you just overcome them like nobody's business because it's become normal. It's normalized, it's natural for you. And the more you engage in this, the bigger the obstacles you're going to be able to overcome. And I'd like to propose, actually, the obstacles that are presented to you are not to stop you or to frustrate you. It's not always the enemy coming to ruin your life. It's actually life bringing to you further lessons and opportunities for you to expand and deepen the kind of person that you are when you engage truth, love, hope, faith, the things that God is doing in your life. I'd like to propose God actually institutes things to get in your way, not to frustrate you, not to stop you, not to punish you, and not even necessarily to teach you a lesson. It's ultimately to awaken that giant that's inside of you, that overcomer, that passionate, victorious hero that lives in you, that He created, that knows is there, and He's putting a little playground in front of you to let you play, and for you to demonstrate what you actually harbor as a secret in your being, and demonstrate to the world that you are amazing, that you're actually huge. And so when you see someone in their journey, you'd see their playground and it's in there and they're frustrated, they fell off the monkey bars, the slide slipped a little bit and they fell off again and hurt their head or something, and they're mad at the playground. The solution is not to remove the playground. The solution is maybe to teach them how to properly engage the playground or help them up or whatever, but the solution is not remove the playground entirely. And in this scenario I'm talking about, whatever struggle or resistance people are experiencing in their lives, that ultimately they need to learn to overcome so they can be the person that they're supposed to be, rather than the weak, anemic, fearful, timid, shy, complacent, passive, held back, small version that's not actually who God instituted. It's the thing that's easier to be. That is not compassion. Accommodating that person and giving them permission and empowering them / enabling them to stay that person when that's not who they are is not compassion. It's something else. And we have lots of labels for what that kind of stuff can be. And so the point of that whole post was, every single one of us goes through struggles. I don't mean the enemy coming in and attacking you. I'm talking about you simply living in a world where there's all these elements combining and clashing, and there's opportunity for you to pursue what you want in spite of what gets in your way. The Holy Spirit did not come to make your life easy. He came to make you powerful so you could overcome anything that gets in the way. And when you partner with Him, everything becomes easy. His yoke is easy, His burden is light, because you're not doing it by yourself anymore. You're following Him, and it doesn't mean there aren't obstacles to overcome or isn't work to be done. There absolutely is. You get to engage with Him in that place and watch this river of living water come out and provide for you, take care of you, guide you, produce things that you can't make happen yourself, and life becomes a daring adventure, and it's really exciting. Do not remove people's struggles. Empower them to be the overcomer they are, and watch them become amazing. Like, comment, subscribe, click the bell button, and if you have any questions, put them in a comment below.